strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
Welcome back, everybody, to day 4 of 30 NFT games in 30 days. We are going around the NFT gaming industry, looking at all different types of genres, all sorts of games. Today we have a real-time strategy game called StarShip. This entire series is made possible by Zen Sports. If you're into esports, you've got to go check them out. They are having some major competitions. Splinterlands is my game. They've given away tens of thousands of dollars in Splinterlands competitions just this month. Their next one is at the end of the month on Halloween. They're having a spooky spirit cup. They've got costume prizes, lots of crypto giveaways, all sorts of things. Absolutely go check them out. Their links are below. Go join their Discord. Today we have StarShip. Again, it's a real-time strategy game. So it's a real-time strategy game kind of combined with a space exploration game. So real-time strategy games, I remember thinking of like Age of Empires, things like that, where you have to build up your base, collect your resources, that type of thing. Fits very, very well into the NFT model, where those resources are valuable, right? Those resources drive the game. So they're going to be NFT. NFTs. They're going to be your coins. They're going to be what you're going after. So I actually was not planning on making this a video on this game at all. I did not even know about this game at the beginning of the month. When I was planning this all out, and I didn't quite have 30, as I mentioned before. I knew about half the games I wanted to talk about. And I was like, new games are popping up every day that I'm finding out about. I'll be able to find the rest. I'll be able to do research. Somebody messaged me earlier in the week and was like, these packs are available. These pre-sale packs are available. You got to go buy these. You got to go buy this token. Go buy it now. And I didn't have time to do this research. I'm playing on all this stuff. I'm still trying to work a little bit at a standard job. And I didn't have time to do any research. I just kind of glanced at it and I FOMO'd into it. I absolutely FOMO'd into it because I saw the packs were selling out and I didn't want to get left out. I trusted this person, and guys, it's been a huge gain for me. Absolutely huge gain. So I am now locked into this project. I've researched it a lot more. I kind of feel more comfortable with it. But look at what's happened with their token. So I bought two things. I bought packs and I bought tokens. The StarShip I bought a few days ago at 44 cents. As of this moment, it is $2.71. We can talk about the token a little bit right now before we get into the game. We'll talk about the token. So a little bit different order than I do things. But they've got, I was reading there was an AMA with one of their developers, and they were saying that they thought this token was going to hit $5 by the end of the year. Well, it was sitting there at the time, it was 30-40 cents. I was kind of rolling my eyes thinking, okay, whatever. They're almost there. He's going to be right. They've got a deflationary token. So every time this is sold, there is a 10% tax, and 5% of that is spread out to everybody who owns StarShip. So you can gain StarShip just by holding it. And then they also have a buyback program where some of their profits from the game, they've got a wallet, they've got a debit card that they sell. That's actually originally what this was. It was out first. There's a wallet and a debit card, and this was kind of the main project. And then they added a game around that, and the game's looking like it's going to do pretty well. But the profits from those they will turn around and buy back their token as well to help inflate the value. So it's a deflationary token that is doing very, very well right now. Their packs also sold really well. I'll scroll up here, you can see this. So I bought these extended emergence packs because that's going to help you equip one ship, which we'll talk about here in just a second. Look at it. Look at how well it's done. These were $40 packs. They were selling up for $220. Even right now, they're starting to go down a little bit, but they're $123 now. This has kind of taken off, and I am super excited to see how it goes. So what are we talking about? What is this game anyways? Why don't we jump in? Why don't we look at their trailer? That's a good place to start. Let's go look at their trailer. Here's what we've got.
all of you, please look at this. Yes.
All right, so if you're like me, you probably watched that trailer and still are confused about what's going on with the with the game, because I was at first. So what you are doing, and we'll look at the white paper here in just a second, kind of go through that. But you have your spaceship, which you then buy NFTs for. You get it. All you have to do to get 3 spaceships is you just have to hold $10 in that currency that I just showed you, the StarShip. Hold $10 in StarShip, and when the phase starts, you will get 3 ships that are actually not NFTs, but you're going to add components to them that are NFTs with different rarities. So those are actually kind of what's down here at the bottom, as you can see. You can see the trailer's playing a second time on the screen. Wasn't planning on that, as I'm just on their website right now, and it's playing at the bottom. You're going to equip these components to your ship, and then your ship's plural. Again, like you said, you start with 3. You actually get more as we go into more phases, but you start with 3 in phase 1, and then you set out to explore planets. Is what you're doing. So you will send your ships off, kind of like sending them on missions, and you are racing against everybody else to first off try to discover new planets. Because the first person that discovers the planets is going to get bonuses. And then the first person that discovers it will get that NFT and will own that planet. And then everybody else will be able to mine kyanite. That's what your goal is to mine kyanite from all this. That's the main resource of the game. And if you have a planet, when somebody mines kyanite on your planet, you get a percentage of that. So that's why you want to go find planets first. And it's a rush to find planets, and then you're going to use that kyanite to kind of build up your fleet, build up the components on your ship, so that they use less resources. You have to use kyanite to go out and travel throughout the galaxy to just try to discover these planets, and that's basically what you're doing at the start. So let's go into the white paper, and we'll kind of go through it a little bit here. Kind of go through it a second time. We'll skip the summary. Emergence. So here's how you start. You get your initial starships based on the amount of starship currency that you own. So I was so mad at myself, by the way, because I bought $100 of the currency. That was all I bought, because I didn't really know a lot about it. But again, I FOMO'd in. I trusted this person that it was going to be a good buy, and I almost bought $800. Because I was like, I'm not spending $4,000. I'm not getting into the mythical tier. But $800, I could do that. I could get into the legendary tier. I'm about to get into the legendary tier with only $100 spent. I would be in the $4,000 tier if I had just bought the $800 that I thought about. So I'm a little mad. But all you have to do is have $10 to start. And then it kind of goes through like how much kyanite gas it consumes and everything. All the math isn't important right now. You have a better starship, you have better components, you can travel farther, you can mine better, and then it helps you collect these resources. So you can see the different components there. It's kind of showing the screen equipping the components. But Each slot will be filled with an NFT purchased from sales packs or the marketplace. It's got to be the marketplace now. All the packs are sold out. We'll see if the price goes back down or what it does there. But for each NFT you have and the increased rarity you have, you can get more kyanite. And that's kind of the goal, is getting more kyanite so that you can travel and get more resources and build everything up. So it's kind of a real-time strategy resource management game. This is what the map looks, talks about the map and how everybody will be able to see everything, conquered and unclaimed planets. And again, at first it's going to be a rush to see who can get these planets. It goes through some examples about how to send out starships here. It's kind of what I said earlier. Your initial goal, I mean, is to go claim planets for yourself. So it talks about claiming the planets and everything. These are the packs. So the benefit of the extended pack, if you're looking at buying packs on the market, the benefit of the extended pack is that you're going to get enough to completely equip your ship. So you're starting out with 3 ships. If you buy 3 extended packs, you're gonna have enough to build up your ship with all those components so that your ship can take off. So let's go, because that's kind of phase 1. It's going through a lot of the same thing. Here it shows the bonuses for each type of component. So like a flight share is going to give the bonuses, like speed. I mentioned speed. You can see up here, attack and defense. Yeah, we're going to get to that later. That's what to me when the game's going to get kind of exciting. So not so much of a gold rush, but when you actually start attacking and defending. So it goes through each one. I don't feel the need to actually walk through each one and what they do. That's if you decide to get in the game, that's the stuff you want to look at. But we're just going through a brief overview here. And then if you're really ambitious, you could buy a space station. I considered it. I honestly did. A space station is only $60,000. That's it. I considered it. I really did. I thought about, because I don't just have $60,000 lying around. But in Splinterland, this is kind of their version of land, by the way. Buying land in a lot of other games. If you're coming from Splinterlands, this would be like buying a region. And I almost sold my track. So in Splinterlands, I bought my track for $1,700. It's now worth about $75,000. I've got 3 of them. I considered selling one to buy this space station. I really did, but I just couldn't sell my tract. This might be something that's like, if it's like Splinterlands, this is something that could be worth $1 million down the line. Like, it really could. I'm not financial advice. Who knows? It's all a gamble, and I just couldn't sell my land in Splinterlands. It's too precious to me. My precious. But I consider it. But you also get, there's only 100 of these. You get all these benefits like advertising in the game. People go through your space station, and it's a whole. This is meant to be a whole social game as well. But then you also get 5% of all the kyanite gas mined that leaves your space station. So overall, you're looking at like 0.05% of all the kyanite in the game. If the average number goes through your space station, like, you're gonna have insane amounts of kyanite gas. That's going to be a huge benefit, and I could see that being worth tons of money, way more than $60,000 down the line. But I just didn't have that much money to invest. So, anyways, irrelevant to 99.9% of you out there who are not going to be dropping $60,000 on a game. But you can get like quests in the space station and things like that. So again, it's StarShip NFT is a social game to be in contact with other players, to share information, or to challenge, to reach. I just butchered that sentence, but it's a social game. It's meant to be a fun social game, and space stations are going to be kind of where you hang out. So that's the first phase, is just kind of up you're going out, searching for kyanite, searching for worlds, for new planets. Then phase 2, everybody kind of starts to work together to open up new galaxies that have more planets, where you can do the same thing. You get more fleets. There's new NFTs. There's going to be more weekly events. Basically, the game's going to expand a little bit. So expand, you're going to expand to new worlds. Then phase 3, this is the headline news. More fleets. You grow more fleets, and then there's a rush to find a $50,000 Bitcoin hidden planet. There's going to be a planet out there that has $50,000, and there's going to be a mass rush while we all try to find it. And that's going to be exciting when that gets there. Everybody looking for this one planet that who knows where it's at, trying to get the $50,000. So that's phase 3, and then phase 4 is where Annihilation is where I start to get to kind of get excited about it. I mean, I'm excited about the $50,000, but phase 4, your fleet upgrades some more, and then it brings war. You can add weapons and shields. There's going to be you're going to be attacked. Your worlds are going to have to be defended from aliens, and you're going to have to be able to build those up so you can fight off those aliens, or else you get penalties to your kyanite gas production. And war modes, that's kind of what I'm excited about. Like, I mean, yeah, building up your resources is fun, but when you get into battles, that's where I kind of get intrigued by everything. So that's kind of what, when I was reading through this, honestly, at first, I was like, this kind of all sounds pretty boring, to be honest. Just sending ships out to fight or to capture planets and stuff. And then I got to here, I was like, oh yeah. When we start using our resources for war, that's where I'm getting into. It doesn't sound so boring anymore. Now it sounds like fun. So yeah, I'll be excited when we get here to phase 4 and start the battle. So that's when I'll have some fun. But that's it talks about different war quests, space station leaders. I want a space station so bad. Anybody want to send me $60,000 for a space station? No? Okay. I'm not that level of influencer yet. Maybe someday. Maybe someday I'll be making videos for space stations. But yeah, that's kind of the concept of the game. I think it's gonna work pretty well. So let's go back to the main screen there. I feel like this genre of games, this real-time strategy game, that we've seen different variances of it over and over throughout the past decade, or more than a decade actually, of building up your base and all of that, and these real-time strategy things. And it fits well into the NFT model, where all of these can now be real tradable assets, and it's going to be fun. I do think it's going to be fun. Like I said, I wanted to get to the battle phase personally, but I know a lot of people like building up their resources to go hunt for the 50,000 Bitcoin. I mean, yeah, that's exciting too. I'm not going to lie. That's going to be intense. And I can just I can just picture doing, like, I don't know how long it's going to take to find that, but I can just picture like some around the clock live streams as everybody's like hunting for this $50,000 Bitcoin, and people teaming up. I bet there's going to end up being teams where people are teaming up, and they'll maybe split the money, and it's going to get intense, guys. That will be an intense phase. But yeah, I think it's going to be exciting. I think it's going to work pretty well. Seems like a fairly simple concept, but the team knows how to do their tokenomics, because they were building their wallet. They built a debit card where you can actually use your crypto to purchase things on a debit card, and they understand crypto and tokenomics and all of that, and they've got this StarShip token set up pretty well. And I kind of blindly invested in it, and the more I read about the project and learn about it, the more excited I get about investing in this. So I can't wait for this one to get here. It's going to be exciting. The first airdrop of ships is next month, I believe. And there's only 3 days left in this month, so it's coming here soon. So don't wait. If this is something you want to get in, I would do it within the next few days, so you can get started at phase 1 and get those initial ships, because it looks like a lot of fun. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're only 4 days into this. We've got 26 more games to cover. If you haven't found a game that you like yet, don't worry, it's going to come. There is a lot more coming. We're gonna have something for everybody at some point. Everybody's got their game. Everybody's got their type of game that they like. I will find yours eventually if I haven't found it already. So stay tuned, subscribe, all that stuff. Thank you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.